Hypnotic is easily the biggest and most high-profile flop of 2023, grossing just $2.3 million on opening weekend. Directed by Robert Rodriguez and starring Ben Affleck, the movie centers around Detective Danny Rourke, who spends most of the film looking for his kidnapped daughter, all the while being hypnotized/hypnotizing the bad guys. It's a sci-fi sort of mind-bender, trying to be action, trying to be Christopher Nolan. Basically, this movie is Taken meets Firestarter meets Inception meets what in the what was that? Now, this movie's getting a lot of bad reviews, and it's being destroyed at the box office. A lot of people hate it. But is all the hate justified? Is it really as bad as the numbers are saying? What up, guys? Welcome to Movie Reviews by Pete. I'm an actor and a filmmaker, and I love movies. Last week, I did a review of the movie The Covenant. This week, I'm doing Hypnotic. If you like my movie reviews, smash that like button, hit subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what your thoughts, and hey, maybe let me know if there's a movie you want me to review. If there's any Hollywood trope that this movie continues to reinforce, it's that Ben Affleck is really only good when he directs himself. Air, which came out at roughly the same time as this movie, has already grossed almost $70 million at the box office. That's the one where Ben Affleck directs himself. Here he's directed by Robert Rodriguez, who I love as a director. I think he's an amazing director, but he kind of missed the mark with this one. So why did this movie flop? Not only was there like zero marketing for this film, like nobody knew anything about it, but also Ben Affleck is so bland and wooden and uninteresting in this movie. Not only did I never really believe that he wanted to find his daughter, I didn't believe he was capable of any human emotion at all. Now, if you put a really bankable leading man like a Leonardo DiCaprio or a Keanu Reeves or even a guy like Chris Hemsworth in this role, does it make it better? 100%. True to its name, Ben Affleck looks like he's been hypnotized this entire movie, or that he's trying to look hypnotized but really doesn't. In fact, the movie becomes way more interesting when they turn the camera away from Affleck and onto some of the supporting cast. Now, what did I like about this movie? Alice Braga, who's probably best known for her role in City of God, really grounds this movie. She brings a very raw, human, nuanced, emotional character to the role, and every time the camera's on her, you lean forward just that little bit. Not only because she's gorgeous, but because her acting is very good. I also like the first act of this movie. We know that this Danny Rourke character has lost his daughter, and instantly we go into this bank heist scene that's pretty well done. There's a lot going on. You don't know really who the villain is, and you're leaning forward in your seat and you're going, okay, this could be pretty good. Where's it headed? William Fichtner, playing the main villain, was very good. I liked him as well. I also really liked Act 3. It lags a little bit in Act 2, and honestly, I almost fell asleep. But then in Act 3, Rodriguez does a really good job of tying it all together and bringing the premise back, and you go, oh, okay. And by the time I got to Act 3, I was like, this could have been so good, because the premise is not bad. It was just poorly done. What did I not like about this movie? Well, obviously I talked about Ben Affleck being terrible, so I won't harp on that too much. I really didn't like Act 2, particularly because there was so much exposition in it that felt unnecessary. It was kind of like Robert Rodriguez was going, guys, I really need you to get this film, and I'm worried that you're not going to get it, so I'm going to throw a bunch of exposition in there to help explain to you what's happening, but also I'm worried that it's going to be too boring and this exposition isn't really going to work, so I'm going to throw some action sequences in there that are kind of corny and don't really work, and hopefully that will keep you going long enough till we get to Act 3, so that by Act 3 I can hit you with the curveball and bring it all around real nicely, which he does. But throughout Act 2, I probably would have walked out if I wasn't doing this review. Yeah, it was that bad. Also weird in Act 2 is that you're not really sure who's chasing who. On the one hand, Ben Affleck wants to find his daughter and he's following this lead villain around, but also the lead villains are following him. It's like, hands up in the air, tell me where my daughter is. Please don't kill me, I want to find my daughter. Hands up in the air, I want to find where my daughter is. Please don't kill me, I just want to get away. Doesn't really work. There was also a lot of really weird one-liners in this movie that were kind of poorly acted. There's this one scene in Act 2 where some random villain, no spoilers here, tries to kill Cruise and Rourke, and just as this happens, this near miss, she turns to Cruise and she goes, he was sent here to kill us. The other thing that really bugged me was during the climax of the movie, which I actually thought was pretty good, they kept cutting away from the actual climax to Rourke, who's a complete bystander at this point, and Affleck just stands there looking awkward the whole time, like, I don't really know why I'm in this scene. Stick to the action, stick to what's going on, but we keep cutting away to Affleck, who's just like, I also don't think they did enough to give us a backstory of some of the interesting characters. We don't really see enough of Affleck and his daughter for us to really care about him finding his daughter. We also don't have enough backstory on Del Rey, which is William Fichtner's character. Fichtner's an amazing character actor, and when you give him a little bit of a backstory, you understand his motives and his intentions and the reasons why he's doing things, he comes to life. But instead, he kind of becomes this paint-by-numbers villain that just randomly shows up trying to look scary. And he does a good job of that mostly, but I thought if we had a little more of what's driving him, we might have cared more. I just don't think his part in the movie did him, the actor, any justice. So overall, I think this could have been an interesting movie. It deals with the whole idea of hypnotics and mind control, and it's sci-fi in that way, and I think there's an audience for that kind of a film. But between Affleck being awful, the script not being great, the too much exposition, and just the trying too hard to confuse you, but also explain it to you at the same time, it never really gets off the ground. I think this could have been a great movie. Robert Rodriguez misses the mark, and there's a reason why this is flopping. Overall, I'm going to give this movie a 3 out of 10. Don't waste your time seeing it in the theater. It's honestly not worth it. If it comes out on streaming down the line and you have nothing to do one night, maybe check it out. But with so much good content on streaming, I don't think this is worth your time. Thanks, guys. That's my review of Hypnotic. If you liked it, once again, smash that like button, hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this movie. Let me know what movies you want me to review. I'll see you guys next week.